If you're in a game, make sure you're in it all the way, all in with it, and then that game will be your game.
You know, if you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's perfect. I was not a normal young man, you know, in Ireland, had no job, didn't really know. You know, I was just chasing a dream.
I overcame a lot of adversity and a lot of hard work to get to that octagon.
I was not necessarily a tough grown up, but I was a hard worker, and I was. You know what? I was smart. That's what I was. And wits beat toughness any day of the week.
That's
and
awesome.
Twice on Sunday. So I knew what I needed to do. I needed to learn combat sport. I needed to learn martial arts, gain confidence in surroundings, and then rise up.
You know, like when you're like 23, 24, you're a man basically. You know what I mean? And I had no job. I had no. If this didn't go ahead, then what had I got? I had nothing. Right. You know what I mean? That definitely weighs on you at times.
I'll tell you what. For a period of time, it was messing me up.
As a man, you have no money. You're relying on other people for support. You know.
Before me, there was no Irish man that had succeeded in the UFC. There was no one. I could not look to my mother and father and say, look at this Irish man, look at his successful fighting career, because there was no one before me. So I was the first one. I had to convince them what I was going to do. No Irish man has done what I have done. I opened up pathways for my people. We came steaming through the door thanks to my belief and my hard work. An Irishman in the UFC was literally, and I mean literally, laughed at. We were laughed at. I was laughed at when I said we were going to get to the UFC. Myself and my team were going to get to the UFC. Never mind get a win. Never mind even get a win in the UFC. Then win a belt. Then win the second belt.
I suppose you just have to outwork that. You have to outwork that fear, outwork that doubt.
I am happy that I have put martial arts in the spotlight in my country and shown it for what it is, true dedication and a beautiful discipline.
I mean, not everyone's positive. Not everyone's, you know what I mean? Not everyone's happy to see a man succeed. As wrong as that is.
I've just used all that fuel that I'm not supposed to do it, but I'm going to do it. And I'm going to outwork everyone that says I cannot do it. And that's what I did. And that's how I rose up. And long may it continue. So I look at the tough guys back then. Yeah. Where are they now? Yeah. They're not tough no more.
When it comes to it all, it's easy for people to look in from the outside. But when you put it all together, not just the weigh-ins, not just the fight, all of the other stuff, nobody can do it better than me. Everyone else crumbles. Every single other person crumbles.
There's a lot of people going around saying they are my friends, or saying they know me from this, or they live next door, or do this or do that. You know, but really, you know, I don't have that many friends. I have a close circle of people that I talk to. You know, I don't have many numbers in my phone. I just don't pay attention. I just don't entertain it. You know what I mean? I just listen to the people that are close to me, listen to my family, listen to my friends, listen to my team.
I want to give back to the people who believe in me and give them that belief, you know, and prove that belief correct. I'm very self-defense minded. I have been through growing up, and I know where my entrances and my exits are. I'm very aware of my surroundings. I had a self-defense mind. I was aware. Where I come from and where I grew up, you had to be aware. You had to be able to defend yourself. So that's how I got into it. And I don't claim to know it all. But what I do know, I know it well, you know, and I'm continuing to learn and continuing to push on.
You need to appreciate your surroundings and be grateful for it, and that's when good things happen, you know what I mean? But to have that bitterness and that negativity, then things start going bad, you know what I mean? Because I think it's important that you put a conscious effort in. appreciating your surroundings, you know what I mean? In fact, I appreciate everything, and I'm grateful for the things around me and the way things are going. That's why it's going so good for me.
I always like to focus on the good because the good shines through. But where I come from, we're not supposed to climb to these heights. We're told that. It's instilled in us. And I wanted to break that mold and pave the way, open up paths. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm happy and honoured for it. I have gone through times in my young career of lapses in motivation and seeking that energy to keep positive and have belief in where you're going, and you're able to, you can almost visually create your entire world. No, not almost, you actually can.
Anytime I was feeling like, anytime something was going wrong in my life, or anytime I felt down, I'd hit the gym. And that was that, and the gym would make me feel better, you know what I mean? So I kept hitting the gym, I kept going to the gym every day.
And I kept building on that, and I got better at it, and I became so good at it that I was able to go into bouts against undefeated fighters, people with insane fighting legacies, and I was able to go in front of the world and tell the world, I'm going to knock this man out with this exact shot at this exact time, and I done it back to back to back.
Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm chained and I'm carrying a cross or something. And then when I get to that octagon, I'm peeling it all off. And when I finally step foot in that octagon and place my bare feet on that special UFC canvas, I feel free. Now what I am doing this for is finally here.
My lineage, the McGregor lineage, we are bled on the battlefield. You can trace my lineage back to the highlands where we fought invaders off of our land.
You're given everything you've got. You're in there to die. You're prepared to die in there. I am prepared to die in there, and I'm also prepared to kill in there.
I am humble in victory or defeat, no matter what. It's a sport at the end of the day, a gruesome sport, but it's a sport. It's a ruthless game. You have to be willing, because you can go in there, and when you come out, you're a different person. If I could describe it to people, it's like entering a car crash. I make correct decisions even in there, even in defeat. I know when it's if there is an out and it's time to get out. I know when to live to fight another day.
Yes.
You know, so you have to be intelligent in there as well. Otherwise, you won't live to fight another day. It's a vicious game, and you've got to be fully committed, and you've got to be willing to go all the way.
My mother and father are still young. Now they have their feet up. They can relax. They are in a new place, so it's good. That's something I always dreamed of. I had to believe in it. I had to feel it. I had to have faith in it for it to happen.
For many times I was laughed at and not believed in, but you know what?
nothing external can defeat the internal. The only thing that can take someone down or break you down is internal. Nothing external is strong enough. It's just about making sure your internal dialogue and your internal belief in yourself is strong enough that it can withstand the external. What got me to where I am and where I continue to go and where I will continue to go is an insane work ethic.
Yes.
And it's an insane work ethic that you can only put in that amount of work if you were doing something that you are passionate about.